Hey yo, it been a couple of days, but y'all know I had to turn up. It was my birthday. I had a lot of things to handle, court stuff, all this stuff. So I took that time off, and now I'm back. And starting here, hold on, let me put my microphone in y'all. Put my microphone in so y'all can hear me more. So we with this one. I want y'all to be everything clearly. So yeah, I had all for my birthday. I sure did. And now it's back to business, back to the word, back to God. I mean, I never left him, but I didn't share it with y'all. So I'm trying to figure this out. Let me figure this out. But hey. So we gotta do our recap because I gotta remember where we left off. I know it was Isaac. And we was talking about let's go back. Oh my goodness, y'all. I should have did my research. I forgot what chapter we left off at. Hold on. Alright, we wasn't this far up. I believe we left off at okay, Sarah got buried. Then it was Isaac and Rebecca. And we left off at our sister may you come thousand, you may be the offspring. Hold on, Rebecca, her young woman. Oh yeah, because Rebecca, it was Jacob and Esau. Yes, we was on their part because remember, y'all. Remember. Let's go back. Remember, Rebecca had told. Hey, I see you too, Chris. Thank you for joining. Rebecca had told Jacob to pretend to be Esau, right? Because Isaac was dying, and Rebecca wanted Jacob to have the blessing from his dad. And remember, Isaac thought, God so loved the world that he gave us his life for us. Yes. So remember Jacob, Rebecca told Jacob to portray his death. So we was at the point where Isaac figured out that Esau wasn't the one he blessed and that he blessed Jacob. And then Jacob told, Esau got tired of Jacob because I don't know if his name Esau. I forgot how to pronounce it. Is it Esau? I don't know how to pronounce it, y'all. But he got tired of it. So he like, yo, I'm about to kill Bull. I'm about to kill Bull. He took my blessing. He made me swear with him. Cause remember, Jacob got him to swear. And then he got the blessing from the dead. So he gotta go. So Rebecca told Jacob to get out the way because he like your brother is mad and you gotta go because it come back and I'll let you know when to come. Now let me see. Okay, yeah, he sold his birthright. So yeah, Jacob sold his birthright to Esau. He sold his birthright to Esau, and then Jacob also got Esau's blessing. So yeah, Esau was mad. And I would be mad too, cause like, bro, what's up with you? Like, why you keep coming for me? Like, what's up with you? So we going to start from 28 because you know what? I'm gonna reread 27 when Isaac starting from 27, starting from verse 33. No, verse 30, because this is basically Isaac finding out that he had blessed Jacob instead of Esau, which was crazy. And okay, and then they started to discuss who was going to marry who. Jacob and Isaac Rebecca and Isaac started to discuss who their sons was going to marry, and what city, or who they was going to marry. Okay. So we gonna go. I'm gonna read 27:41, so we could kind of catch up on what's going on, and then it's gonna be chapters 28, 29, and maybe 30 this time, and we're going to continue tomorrow. Like, thank y'all for all that's watching. Comment, like, put your input. So let's start. So 27:40, it says, by the sword you shall live, and you shall serve your brothers. So this is Isaac telling Esau that he gotta serve his brothers now, because Jacob took the blessing from him, so, which was corny. So let's continue. So now Esau hated Jacob because the blessing with which his father has blessed him. And Esau said to himself, the days of mourning for my father and approaching, then I will kill my brother. So he like, I gotta take him out because he keep playing with me. I'm about to take my brother out. I'm about to take him out. But the sword of Esau, but the words of Esau, her older son, was told to Rebecca. So Rebecca heard it. And so she sent Jacob out, because, Jacob was Rebecca's favorite and Esau was Isaac's favorite. And I feel like Esau was Isaac's favorite because Esau was the hard worker. He was the one that was going to go out the field. He hunt. He did all the business. And Jacob was kind of like the house nigga. Let me continue. Behold, your brother Esau confirmed himself about you by planning to kill you. So now this is Rebecca telling Jacob, like, your brother going to try to kill you. So we're going to send you out. So let's continue. Now, therefore, my son, obey my voice. Arise, leave to Laban. My brother in Haran, and stay with him a while until your brother Pharaoh turned away. So she like, stay with my brother until your brother calm down. Until your brother's anger turn away from you and forgets what you have done to him. Then I will send and bring you from there. Why should I be before of you both in one day? Then Rebekah said to Isaac, I loathe my life because of the Hittite woman. If Jacob marry one of the Hittite women like wait, hold up, let me slow down. If Jacob marries one of the Hittite women like these one of the women of the land, what good would my life be to me? I gotta understand what she's saying at that point. So this is chapter 28. I'm going to continue to do my research on what these things mean and get deeper meaning, and then I'm gonna come back the next day to keep y'all updated. Then Isaac called Jacob and blessed him and directed him, you must not take a wife from Canaanite women. Arise, go to Padam Aram, to the house of Bethel, your mother's father, and take as your wife from the Canaanite woman. Arise to Padam Aram, to the house of Bethel, your mother's father, and take as your wife from the one of the daughters of Laban, your mother's brother. So he want him to take a wife from his mother's brother, his uncle. God Almighty bless you and make you fruitful and multiply you, that you may become a company of people. May he give the blessing of Abraham to you and to your offsprings with you, that you may take possession of the land of your sojourns that God gave to Abraham. Thus Isaac sent Jacob away, and he went to Padam Aram to Laban, the son of Bethuel in Aram, the brothers of Rebekah, Jacob and Esau's mother. Jacob and Esau's mothers. Okay. Esau marries is Ishmaelite. Now Esau is Jacob's brother. He saw that Isaac had blessed Jacob and sent him away to Per-Aram to take a wife from there, and that as he blessed him, he directed him, "You must not take a wife from Canaanite women." And that Jacob had obeyed his father and his mother and gone to Padan-Aram. So when Esau saw that the Canaanite woman did not please Isaac his father, Esau went to Ishmael and took it as his wife besides the wife he had Mahalik, the daughters of Ishmael, Abraham's sons, and the sister of Nebaioth. Lord, these names. Davis, hey love. Hey boo, hey. Jacob left Beersheba and went towards Haran. And he came to a certain place and stayed there that night because the sun had set. Taking one of the stones of the place, he put it under his head and laid down in that place to sleep. And he dreamed, and behold, there was a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. And behold, the angels of God were ascended and descended on it. Now, this is Jacob's dream, y'all. This is Jacob's dreams, because I be having dreams. Like, my dreams be, listen. But we are on chapter 28, verse 10, for those who just joined. And then we're understanding Jacob is a dreamer. So this is his dream that we're reading. So I'm starting from 28 to 13. 28 verse 13. And behold, the Lord stood above it and said, "I am the Lord, the God of Abraham, your father, and the God of Isaac. The land of which you lie, I will give to you and your offsprings. Your offspring shall be like the dust of the earth, and you shall spread abroad to the west and to the east, and to the north and to the south. And in you and your offspring shall all the families of the earth be blessed." That is lit, y'all. That's lit. That's lit. Behold, I am with you, and you and wait, hold up. Let me slow down. Behold, I am with you and will keep you wherever you go. That is a promise. Like, for God to say, "I'm with you and I'm going to keep you wherever you go on earth." It's like, how can you not walk with your head up high? How can you not walk with your head up high knowing that God said he going to keep you and go wherever you go and be with you wherever you go? Bro. And will bring you back to this land. For I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you. Clock that T. Clock that T. He won't leave us. We can leave him. But he won't leave us. Let me make sure y'all can hear me. Hello? Can y'all hear me? He won't leave us until he do what he promised. Until he do what? So I have done what I promised. What I have promised. That is something to understand. God keep his promises. God keep his promises. I promise y'all, God keep his promises. But we have to follow him. Like, we have to ask him for guidance and follow his way. But I can say that God keep his promises. Then Jacob awoke from his sleep and said, "Surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it." And he was afraid and said, "How awesome is this place? This is none other than the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven." So he woke up like, woo! God is here. God is in this place. This place is awesome. It's amazing. Because how many times as you have went somewhere or in a certain place of your home and you got to deep prayer and you felt God and you was like, wow, he is with me. It's amazing, right? So early in the morning, Jacob took the stone that he had put under his head and set it up for a pillar and poured out on the top of it. He called the name of that place Bethel, but the name of the city was Luz. It's Luz. I don't know how to pronounce it. I just look like Luz. Yo, be my guest. Be my guest. at the first. Then Jacob made a vow, saying, if God will be with me and will keep me in the way that I go, and will give me bread to eat and clothing to wear, so that I come again to my father's house in peace, then the Lord shall be my God. Woo! For real, y'all. Because listen, if God will give you everything you need, if God promised to be with you wherever you go, why not make him your God? Why not love on him? Why not let him usher you, take care of you? Why not let him be your best friend? Talk to him about everything. Why not keep God close? But we don't. We don't. We be busy choosing the creation over the creator, because most likely we could see the creation, we could feel the creation, we could talk to the creation, but the creation will always let you down. The creation will always let you down. I promise you that. I promise you that. But if you trust the creator will dodge the bullets. He will teach you. He will show you where to go, who to trust, who not to trust. He will show you. He won't let you down. Jesus won't let you down. God won't let you down. I'm telling y'all, he won't, because I'm a living testimony. He has not let me down yet. Not at all. Let's continue. Let me find what I was just reading it. Hold on. Okay. He said, then the Lord shall be my God. That's what he said. And this stone which I have set up for a pillar shall be God's house. And of all that you give me, I will give a full tenth to you. So he's telling God, listen, whatever I get, I'm going to give to you. I think that's what he said. And if somebody wants to read chapter 28, verses 22, and want to input on what they believe what it means, by all means, do your big one. Do your big one. So now we're on chapter 29. This is good. I love reading. I'm not perfect. I'm not no pastor. I'm not no preacher. I'm not none of that. I'm just telling y'all I live according, and all I'm trying to do is renew my mind by reading God's word, because that's what I said. That's what it read, and that's what they say, that my mind will change. And as my mind won't change, my life will change, my actions will change. So everything that I'm doing that's not like God will leave my body, will not be able to rest in here. The more and more I read God's word, the more and more I trust God, the more and more I move into his way, I'll be set free. So if you go on my content, you see me cursing, you see me partying, just understand that I am living daily. I'm not perfect, and I'm not trying to be, and I'm not trying to portray to y'all like I'm trying to be perfect. Okay? Okay. Then Jacob went on his journey and came to the land of the people of the east. And he looked, and he saw a well in the field, and behold, 3 flocks of sheep lying beside it. For out of that well the flocks were watered. The stones on that well mouth were large. And when all the flocks were gathered there, the shepherd would roll the stone from the mouth of the well, and water the sheep, and put the stone in its place over the mouth of the well. Jacob says to them, my brother, where do you come from? They said, we are from Haran. He said to them, do you know Laban, the son of Nahor? They said, we know him. He said to them, it is well with me. They said, it is well, and see, Rachel his daughter is coming with the sheep. He said, behold, it is still high day. It is not time for the livestock to be gathered together. Water and sheep, and go pasture them. But they said, we cannot until all the flocks are gathered together, and the stones is rolled from the mouth of the well. Then we water the sheep. While he was still speaking with them, Rachel came with his father's sheep, for she was shepherdess. Now, as soon as Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, Jacob saw the daughter of, hold up, because it was a whole lot of incest going on back then. This is like, what? He said his mother's brother, which make Rachel his cousin. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? Because he said Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother. The sheep of Laban, his mother's brother. Jacob came near and rolled the stone from the well's mouth and watered the flock of Laban, his mother's brother. Then Jacob kissed Rachel and wept out loud. So he went to go kiss his cousin. So his mom told her to marry. Do y'all hear what I hear? Like what? So it was a whole lot of incest going on back then in the very beginning, because we still in Genesis. So I can't wait to see when that change, when those rules change. I can't wait to see it. But he married his cousin. Abraham married his half sister. It was a whole lot of incest going on. Okay. And Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's kinsman. See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? And then he was Rebekah's son, and she ran and told her father. As soon as Laban heard the news about Jacob, his sister's son, he ran to meet him and embraced him and kissed him and brought him to his house. Jacob told Laban all these things, and Laban said to him, "Surely you are my bone and my flesh." He stayed with him a month. Then Laban said to Jacob, "Because you are my kinsman, should you therefore serve me for nothing? Tell me, what shall your wages be?" Now, let me write that down, because I want to know what that means when he asks him, like, his wages. Like, is he asking, like, do he have a job? What shall your wages be? Let me see. That's 15, 29, 15. So, let me write that down in my handy dandy notebook, because I got to do my research tonight. Let me see. 29, 15, in Genesis. Because I'm going to come back tomorrow, y'all, and tell y'all what I found out that mean. And if y'all want to know certain stuff, write it in the comments. Because, yeah, we being in this word all 2026. You feel me? We got to. All right. So he asked them what his wages mean. Now, Laban had two daughters. The name of the older was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. Leah's eyes were weak, but Rachel was beautiful in form and appearance. So was they trying to say that Leah was ugly? Because wait a minute. What did he mean? Leah's eyes were weak. Well, maybe she was blind. Maybe she needed glasses. What did that mean? We got to figure that out. But Rachel was beautiful in form and appearance. So yeah, they just definitely threw Leah under the bus. Jacob loved Rachel, and he said, "I will serve you 7 years for your younger daughter Rachel." So he like, look, I'll offer my time for 7 years if you let me marry your daughter Rachel. Laban said, "It is better that I give her to you than that I should give her to any other man. Stay with me." So Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed to him but the few days because of the love he had for her. Then Jacob said to Laban, "Give me my wife that I may go into her, for my time is complete." Go into her? Is he asking to sleep with her? That's what it sounds like. He said, "It's time. It's time. It's time for me to give me that. Give me that." So Laban gathered together all the people of the place and made a feast. But in the evening he took his daughter Leah and bore her to Jacob. Hold up. What? And he went, wait a minute, and bore her to Jacob, and he went in to her. Laban gave his female servant Zilpah to his daughter Leah to be his servant. And in the morning, behold, it was Leah. And Jacob said to Laban, "What is this you have done to me? Did I not serve with you for Rachel? Why then have you deceived me?" Now remember, y'all, remember that Jacob went to his dad, right? to get Esau's blessing. So maybe this is karma because you was deceiving people out here. So now maybe this is karma. What y'all think? Maybe this might be his karma. Let's continue. What is it that you have done to me? Did I not serve you for Rachel? Why have you deceived me? Laban said, it is not so done in our country to give the youngers before the firstborn. Complete the week of this one, and we will give you the other also in return for serving me another 7 years. Oh man. So he got to be with Leah and then serve Laban for another 7 years for Rachel. So how bad do he really want Rachel? Or is this his karma? For playing around? You took your brother's birthright, then you took his blessing. So which one y'all think it is? Is it his karma? Is he gonna really give him the wife? Like what y'all think? So let's continue because this get good. I'm not even gonna lie, it's get good. Alright, so he gotta do another 7 years. Let me see. Alright, Jacob did so and completed her week. Then Laban gave him his daughter Rachel to be his wife. Alright, so he came through. Laban gave his female servant Bilhah to his daughter Rachel to be her servant. So Jacob went into Rachel also. So he slept with Leah and Rachel. So he had both. Listen, I mean, he got the opportunity to get both of the girls. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but I mean, a win is a win. A win is a win. He loved Rachel more than Leah and served Laban for another 7 years. When the Lord saw that Leah was hated, he opened her womb, but Rachel was barren. And Leah conceived and bore a son, and she called his name Reuben. And she said, because the Lord has looked upon my affliction, for now my husband will love me. So, are they both fighting for Jacob at this point? This is what it sounds like. Wait a minute. Did Jacob get Leah pregnant? Hold up. I gotta keep reading this. Hold on. Maybe my husband would love me, because the last husband we read about was Jacob had Leah first, and then he got Rachel. Girl, I gotta keep reading. Let me keep reading. Because the Lord has heard that I am hated, he has given me the son also, and she called his name Simon. Now hold on. She conceived again. Okay, and so she had 2 kids. At this point, Leah got 2 kids. She got Reuben and she got Simon. Again, she conceived and bore a son and said, now this time my husband will be attracted to me. So she continually to try to get, it sounds as if she's constantly having babies to try to trap Jacob, and that's what they still do that to this year. Now I could be wrong, because let me see, because I didn't see let me go back, because I gotta see who was Leah's husband, because when he gave Jacob, alright, so he took his daughter Leah and he bore her to Jacob. So Jacob had Leah. Now after that, he did that complete. Then Laban gave him his daughter Rachel to his. Then Laban gave his daughter Rachel to be his wife. Then Laban gave his female servant Bilhah to his daughter, because she had a daughter. So I think they both was with him. I think it looked like Jacob had Leah and Rachel. I gotta do my research on it. Don't quote me on it. And if you know, put it in the comments. But it sounds like he had both. And it sounds as if Leah was jealous of how he loved Rachel, and she just kept trying to have babies to get him to love her. That's what it sounds like. I'm going to keep reading. So she had 3 kids. So because I have bore him 3 sons, therefore his name was called Levi. She conceived again and bore and said, this time I will praise the Lord. Therefore she called the name Judah. Then she sees barren. When Rachel saw that she bore Jacob no children, she envied her sister. Okay, I had to keep reading to understand. So Leah was the one that gave Jacob all the kids. And Rachel, he loved her, but she ain't have no children. And she ain't really like Leah because of it. She said to Jacob, give me children and I shall die. So now she being suicidal. Now Rachel, now Jacob wanted the crazy one because it sounded like Rachel was a little off. Jacob's anger was keenly against Rachel, and he said, am I in the place of God who have withheld from you? Who withheld from you the fruit of the womb? Then she said, here is my servant Bilhah. Go into her so that she may give birth on my behalf. Then even I may have children through her. Why do these women kept thinking that they could have kids through other women? What am I missing? Because the men, how would you think you like what? Who did that? Sarah did that to Hagar. She told Abraham to have sex with Hagar, and now Rachel telling her to go have sex with her. Like, what's going on? Why did they think they could have kids through women? Like, that's not going to be your baby. That's going to be his and her baby. What was wrong with the women back then? We was always crazy. This is what we was always a little delusional and messed up in the head. Okay? So that she may give you birth. Okay, even I may have children, though hurt. So she gave him her servant Bilhah as a wife. And Jacob went into her, and Bilhah conceived and bore Jacob a son. Then Rachel said, God has judged me and has also heard my voice and gave me a son. Therefore she called his name Dan. Rachel's servant Bilhah conceived again and bore Jacob a second son. So far it sounds like Jacob is at 5 kids, because he had got 3 by Leah, and now he got 2 by this lady, Rachel's servant. Then Rachel said, with mighty wrestling, I have wrestled with my sister and have prevailed. So she called his name Naphtali. When Leah saw that she had conceived bearing children, she took her servant Ziphi and gave her to Jacob as a wife. So like he just getting woman after woman after woman. It sounds like Jacob was poly. I'm just saying. And Leah said, God's fortune has come. So she called his name Gad. Leah's servant Ziphion bore Jacob a second son. And Leah said, happy am I, for woman had called me happy. For woman hath called me happy. So she called his name Asher. In the days of what harvest, Reuben went and found mandrakes in the field. I gotta look up that word mandrakes. I don't know what that means. So mandrakes. I don't know what that means, so I'm gonna look that up. And brought to his mother Leah. Then Rachel said to Leah, please give me some of your son's mandrakes. But she said to her, it is a small matter that you have taken away my husband. What would you take away my son's mandrakes also? Rachel said, then he may lie with you tonight in exchange for your son's mandrakes. So, wait a minute. Brought to his mother Leah. Then Rachel said to Leah. So Rachel like, you took my man. Like, then you want my son's stuff. And they, from my understanding, they sisters. So they beefing. They beefing. When Jacob came from the field in the evening, Leah went out to meet him and said, you must come in to me, for I have hired you with my son's mandrakes. So he lay with her that night. And God listened to Leah and said, conceive and bore Jacob a 5th son. Leah said, God has given me my wages because I gave my servant to my husband. So she called his name Ichar. And Leah conceived again, and she bore Jacob a 6th son. So Leah had all these kids by Jacob. Like, Then Leah said, God has endowed me with a good endowment. Now, I got to look what that means too. Endowment. Let me see. Endowment. Endowment. Now my husband will honor me because I have borne him 6 sons. She called his name Zebulun. After she bore a daughter and called her name Dinah, then God remembered Rachel, and God listened to her and opened up her womb. She conceived and bore a son, and said, God has taken away my reproach, and she called his name Joseph, saying, May the Lord add to me another son. So all this time, Rachel never didn't have a baby by Jacob, and Rachel's sister Leah had about 6 kids, and then at the end, God had remembered her prayer. So sometimes when we don't wait on God, we start doing all this dumb stuff. Because had Rachel had faith in the beginning, she would have never gave her husband to her servant to have kids. So her faith of not having kids took over her fear, and jealousy took over. So she was trying to compete when she never had to compete, because God already answered. He already heard her prayer. It was just on his time that he was going to answer it. Sometimes we do that today. We pray to God and then we take matters in our own hands, make it worse, and the whole time he still was going to come through. I'm just saying. So as soon as Rachel has borne Joseph, Jacob said to Laban, Send me away, that I may go to my own home and country. Give me my wives and my children from whom I have served you, that I may go, for you know that the service that I have given you. But Laban said to him, If I have found favor in your sight, I have learned by divination that the Lord has blessed me because of you. Now your wages and I will give it. Jacob said to him, You yourself know how I have served you, and how your livestock has fared with me. For you have little before I have came, and it has increased abundantly, and the Lord has blessed you wherever I turn. But now, when I shall provide for my own household, also he said, What shall I give you? Jacob said, You shall not give me anything. If you will do this for me, I will again pasture your flock and keep it. Let me pass through all your flocks today, removing from it every speckled and spotted sheep and every black lamb, and the spotted and speckled among the goats, and they shall be my wedges. So my honesty will answer for me later. When you come to look into my wedges with you, every one that is not speckled and spotted among the goats and black among the lambs, if found with me, shall be counted stolen. Laban said, Good, let it be as you have said. But that day Laban removed the male goats. They were striped and spotted, and all the female goats were speckled and spotted. Every one had white on it. Every lamb was black, and every lamb that was black, and put them in the charge of his sons. And he set a distance of 3 days' journey between himself and Jacob prospered the rest of the Laban's flock. Then Jacob took fresh sticks off the poplar and among and plane trees, and peeled white streaks in them, exposing the white of the sticks. He set the sticks that he had peeled in front of the flocks and the thoughts, that is the watering places. When the flocks came to the drink, and since they bred when they came to drink, the flocks bred in front of the sticks, and so flocks bore forth stripes, speckled and spotted. And Jacob separated the lambs, and set the faces of the flocks towards the stripes, and all the black in the flocks of Laban. He put his own drove apart and did not put them with lumber flock. Whatever the stronger of the flocks were breeding, Jacob would lay the sticks in the thoughts before the eyes of the flock that they might breed among the sticks. But for the flipper and the flocks, he would not lay them there. So fibbers would be lumbering, and the stronger Jacobs. Thus the man increased greatly and had large flock, female servants and male servants, and camels and donkeys. I have no idea what just happened in that last chapter that I just read, so I'm going to have to reread it later and ask God for understanding, because it sounds like Jacob left. He was, when he wanted to take his family and flocks, but all that he plowed and flocked for stripes and speckled and spotted. I have no idea what that means. And I'm not even going to lie to y'all. So I'm going to reread that chapter tonight, do my research to understand what happened in that specific chapter and bring it back. But I'm going to continue to read to chapter 31 because it's 10:42 and we still got some time. You feel me? All right. So now Jacob heard that the sons of Laban were saying, Jacob hath taken all that was our father's, and from what was our father's he has gained all the wealth. And Jacob saw that Laban did not regard him with favor as before. Then the Lord said to Jacob, return to the land of your fathers and to your kindred, and I will be with you. So Jacob said and called Rachel and Leah into the field where his flocks was. So he had both of the sisters, y'all. He had both of the sisters. This was one, yeah. He said to them, I see that your father does not regard me with favor as he did before, but the God of my father has been with me. You know that I have served your father with all my strength, yet your father has cheated me and changed my weathers 10 times. And I'm just trying to see how he don't see what, I don't know. Sometimes we forget what we have done. But yeah, that's corny that he cheated him. But it's also corny that Jacob cheated his brother. But God did not permit him to harm me. If he said, the spotted shall be your wedges, then all the flocks were spotted. And if he said, the stripes shall be your wedges, then all the flocks bore stripes. So this is what happened in the last chapter. Libra had told him, oh, well, if the flocks get this and that, then you could get them and they won't be yours. And then God allowed the flocks to get what he said they could get so that he can have them. I think that's what went down. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm not sure. But that's what it looked like that went down. Then God has taken away the livestock of your father and given them to me. In the breeding season of the flocks, I lifted up my eyes and saw in a dream that the goat that mated with the flocks were stripes and spotted and mortal. Then the angel of God said to me in a dream, Jacob, and I said, here I am. And he said, lift up your eyes and see all the goats that mate with the flocks are striped, spotted, and mottled, for I have seen all the Laban is doing to you. I am the God of Bethel, where you anointed a pillar and made a vow to me. Now arise, go out from this land, and return to the land of Kinder. So yeah, 1 second, y'all, 1 second. Jacob, was in his dream, he seen his dream come to pass, basically, and he's sharing it. I gotta reread this because it's good, and I don't like when I'm reading something and I really don't have the understanding. I pray that God give me the understanding that I need, but this is actually good. 1 second. All right, so Alright, so y'all, I'm back. Hi. Alright, so yeah, so that's what basically where it was at. And it was his dream. So he seen his dream come to play. So God kind of gave him a dream before all this happened. Where I was just at. Okay, so Jacob arose and set his sons and his wives on camel. Hold up. Oh yeah, so he was telling his dreams to his wives, the sisters. The sisters, thanks, babe. He was telling the dream to his wife, the sisters. So Jacob arose and set his sons and his wives on camel. He drove away all his livestock and all his property that he had gained, the livestock and the possession that he has acquired, and paid him Aram to go to the land of Canaan to his father Isaac. Laban has gone to shear his sheep, and Rachel stole her father's household gods, and Jacob tricked Laban. And wait a minute, what am I reading? What is going on? Hold on. So wait, I left off at 31:13. I'm gonna reread it because I just went all over the place. Hold on. A pillar and made a vow to me. Now arise, go into the land, return to the land of the kinder. Then Rachel and Leah answered and said to him, is there any portions of inheritance left to us in our father's house? So she like, if we go back there, is anything left? Okay, this is why I got lost. I start right here. And are we not regarded by him if as foreign? For he has sold us, and he has indeed devoured our money. All the wealth that God has taken away from our fathers belong to us and to our children. Now then, wherever God has said to you, do. So Jacob arose and set forth his sons and his wives on camels. He drove away, and all his... Yo, y'all see how that's funny when he said he set all his kids and stuff on camels and they drove away. And all his property that he has gained, the livestock. Oh, he drove away all his livestock and all his properties that he has gained, the livestock and the possession that he has acquired, and parted a room to go to the land of Canaan to his father's Isaac. Laban had gone to shear his sheep, and Rachel stole her father's household gods. And Jacob tricked Laban in Aram by not telling him that he intended to flee. He fled with all that he had and arose across the Abrarites and set his face towards the hills country and glide. When it was told to Laban on the third day that Jacob had fled, he took his kinsman with him and pursued him for 7 days. And so Jacob had a dream. Okay, hold on, y'all. And follow close into the hills of country, Galad. But God came to Laban and Aram in a dream by night and said to him, be careful not to say anything to Jacob, either good or bad. So God came to him and was like, don't play yourself. And and Laban overtook Jacob, and now Jacob has pitched his tent in the hill country, and Laban with his kinsmen pitched tents in their hill country of Glad. And Laban said to Jacob, what have you done that you have tricked me and driven away my daughters like captives of swords? Why did you flee secretly and trick me, and did not tell me, so that I might have sent you away with mirth and songs, with trembling and lean? He like, why would you leave without telling me? So I couldn't. Now I can't celebrate you leaving like he wanted to celebrate him leaving. That's what it sounds like. I don't know. I'm not a pastor or a preacher. I'm just reading the Bible. I'm just saying. And why did you not permit me to kiss my sons and my daughters farewell? Now you have done foolishness. It is in the name it is in my power to do you harm. But the God of your father spoke to me last night, saying, be careful not to say anything to Jacob, either good or bad. And now you have gone away because you long greatly for your father's house. But why did you steal my God? Why did you steal my gods? Jacob answered and said to Laban, because I was afraid, for I thought that you would take your daughters from me by force. Anyone with whom you find your God should not live. In the presence of our kinsmen, point out what I have there is yours, and you take it. Now Jacob did not know that Rachel had stolen them. So, oh, I forgot Rachel was stealing. Yo, he wanted the crazy one. Jacob wanted the crazy one because Rachel, she was thrown off. So Laban went into Jacob's tent and into Leah's tent and into the tents of the two female servants, but he did not find them. And he went out of Leah's tent and into Rachel's. Now Rachel had taken the household gods and put them in a camel's saddle and sat on them. Laban felt all about the tent, but did not find them. And she said to her father, let not my lord be angry that I cannot rise before you, for the weight of the woman is upon me. So he searched, but did not find the household gods. Then Jacob became angry and bitter and berated. Lambert, I gotta look that word up too. Berated. I need to know what that means. Berated. Jacob said to Laban, what is it my offense? What is my sin that you have hotly pursued me? For you have felt though all my goods. What have you found of all your houseman goods? Set it here before my kinsmen and your kinsmen, that they may decide between us and two. These 20 years I have been with you. Your eyes and your female goats have not miscarried, and I have not eaten the rams of the flock. What was torn by wild beasts I did not bring to you. I bore the loss of it myself. For my hands you required it, whether stolen by day or stolen by night. There I was by day, the heat consumed me, and the cold by night. My sheep fled from my eyes. These 20 years I have been in your house. I have served you 14 years for your two daughters, and 6 years for your flock. And you have changed my wages 10 times. If the God of my father, the God of Abraham, and the fear of Isaac had not been on my side, surely now you would have sent me away empty-handed. God saw my affliction and the labor of my hands and rebuked you last night. Wow. So it's like, that's why it's important we should pray before we do anything. Before we meet new people, before we let people in our house, before you do anything, you should pray, because God see all, he hear all, and he will protect you. And if you pray to him about the things that you fear, that you're going through, that you don't know, he will surely give you the answer. He will surely lead you, because I'm gonna just tell y'all. Let me finish reading this. I'm gonna tell y'all my testimony at the end. Then Laban answered and said to Jacob, the daughter of my daughters, the children, you are my children, the flocks are my flocks, and all that you see is mine. But what can I do today for those, my daughters, or for their children whom they have borne? Come now and let us make a covenant, you and I, and let it be a witness between you and me. So Jacob took a stone and set it up in the pillar. And Jacob said to the kinsmen, gather stones. And they took the stones and made a heap, and they ate there by the heap. I gotta look up what heap means too, because I want to understand what I'm reading. Laban called it Jaguar Sahadadu, but Jacob called it Galeed. Laban said, the heap is a witness between you and me today. Therefore his name is Galeed in Mizpah. For he said, the Lord watch between you and me, when we are not out of one another's sight. If you oppress my daughters, or if you take wives besides my daughters, although no one is with us, see, God is witness between you and me. Then Laban said to Jacob, see this heap and the pillar which I have set between you and me. The heap is a witness, and the pillar is a witness, that I will not pass over the heap to you, and you will not pass over the heap and the pillars to me, to do harm. The God of Abraham and the God of Norah, the God of their fathers, judge between us. So Jacob swore by the by the fear of his father Isaac. And Jacob offered a sacrifice in the hill country and called his tenants to eat bread. They ate bread and spent the night in the hill country. Early in the morning, Laban arose and kissed his grandchildren and his daughters and blessed them. Then Laban departed and returned home. So that's what I'm reading for today. So today we read chapter 27 to 32. Tomorrow we'll start on 32. I'm going to look up all these words that I had written down. I'm going to reread this passage and really understand what went on, even do my research, write that down, come back tomorrow with information. But let me tell you all a testimony about prayer. So before my birthday trip, my goddaughter, helps me with my kids, right? And she was really feeling, scared about my 2-year-old, watching my 2-year-old, whatever. So I just prayed and I told God, you know her worries, you know how she feel, God, please give her peace with watching them, or open up a door so that she won't have to feel uneasy, or I won't feel uneasy, because if my child is not, if I left knowing that someone that had him was uncomfortable with having him, I couldn't even enjoy my trip. So I just prayed right before I left the door. I prayed and I asked God to help me with that situation, to make sure my goddaughter feel easy, make them easy. Because my prayer was to, help her with Dayon, help her with him, let her feel safe and everything. So after I prayed, I left and I got in my car and I was driving. When I was driving, my fiance, because we're getting married, I don't care what nobody say. Anyway, he called me, and his mom so happened to be in the background. And I asked her, I'm like, can you get Dayon to stand there? And she was like, bring me my grandbaby. And I just got finished praying. That was beautiful to me, because I learned that when you pray about situations that you're uneasy about, things that you can't control, if it's in God's will, he will work it out. Let me tell you another one. I had to go to court for an old friend that used to be my friend, but in 2025, I had went through my 2025 year was my separation year. It was the year that God opened my eyes to those who was good for me and who wasn't good for me, who I was good for and who I wasn't good for. And though in that time I was going through separation, like things kept transpiring where people was I was dropping people left and right, people was dropping me left and right. So one of the persons that I cut off didn't take that well, and she started to attack me. She started attacking me through text messages. She started attacking me through my children. She called DHS on me, and they had came to my door, tried, I'm a good mom, so that plan didn't work. And then we had to go to court. And before we went to court, I had all facts, truth, or everything of her, what she was doing. So I was going to fight her regardless. But I prayed and I'm like, God, let your will be done, but let her not show up to court, because I don't really feel like going through this. I didn't do anything wrong. She was the one, that was doing all the violent stuff and all. I'm not going to say I was innocent because I played the part, but I played the part. So I'm not even going to say my part was better hers or not, but I still played the part in it. So, I just prayed about it and whatever. So when I got to the court, her lawyer stated that she ain't want to go through the process no more. She ain't even want to come or nothing. So prayer works. Prayer works. So they dropped everything, and now I'm home and I ain't got to worry about it no more. So I just want to encourage y'all to pray about everything. Literally, if you lose your keys, ask God to lead you to him to find them. Pray about everything, because prayer really worked. Like my birthday trip, I didn't even know how I was going to be able to do everything that I did, but it worked out. I spoke it in existence. I believed God for it, and it came through. So just pray about everything. Don't worry about things you can't control. If you can't control it, don't let it alter your emotions. Don't let it take you out of whack. Just pray and trust God through the process. And that's all I got for today. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, 10 o'clock to 11. Y'all have a good day. Bye.